news that would delay Discovery's flight today. We are also keeping a close eye on the weather. Astronaut Barry Wilmore is serving as the weather Capcom today. He is talking with astronaut Lee Archambault, who will be flying both a T-38 jet and the shuttle training aircraft around the Kennedy Space Center. Archambault will be looking closely at the weather in the area in the event the shuttle had to make an emergency landing back at the shuttle landing facility. We are also watching the weather in Europe at the emergency landing sites there. Today's prime transoceanic abort landing site is Zaragoza, Spain. Down the hall from us here in Houston is the International Space Station Flight Control Room. Flight Director Brian Smith and his team are watching over the space station. And on board the complex at this time are Expedition 26 Commander Scott Kelly and flight engineers Katie Coleman, Paulo Nespoli, Alexander Kaleri, and Oleg Skripochka. Mission Control will be sending up live video of the launch to the crew as they get ready to welcome Discovery after it docks. The station crew has been readying the complex for this mission for several days. They have been packing up items that will be returned to Earth aboard the shuttle, as well as getting the airlock and spacewalk equipment charged up and ready. At the time of Discovery's launch, the space station will be flying more than 220 miles above the South Pacific Ocean. Houston will assume control of Discovery's flight at T0, the moment of solid rocket booster ignition. Throughout Discovery's ride into orbit, Capcom Charlie Hobaugh will be updating the crew with a status of the shuttle's capability to reach the contingency landing sites at the Kennedy Space Center and in Europe, and he will also update them on engine cutoff milestones and their final orbit projections. The first call between Houston and Discovery will take place once the shuttle clears the tower. That call will indicate that Discovery's onboard guidance and navigation computers are commanding the shuttle to roll to a heads-down position, putting Discovery on a precise course and trajectory into space. About 40 seconds into the flight, Discovery's three main engines will be throttled down to protect the vehicle as it passes through the area of maximum atmospheric pressure. The engines will operate at about 288,000 pounds of thrust for a few seconds, and then will throttle back up to provide 400,000 pounds of thrust each. 2 minutes into the flight, Discovery will jettison its twin solid rocket boosters. At that point in the flight, Discovery will already be traveling 3,600 miles per hour. The solid rocket boosters and the main engines combined will provide more than 7 million pounds of thrust to send Discovery into space today. Discovery will continue toward orbit and its target speed is 17,600 miles per hour, at which point the engines will shut down and the external tank will separate. Main engine cutoff will occur 8.5 minutes into the flight, and Discovery will enter a 136 by 36 statute mile orbit. Discovery's orbit will be fine-tuned using the Orbital Maneuvering System engines as the shuttle continues to close in on the International Space Station. This will be Discovery's 39th mission, the 133rd flight of the shuttle program, and the 35th flight to the International Space Station. It's a historic day as we get ready to watch Discovery fly for the final time. A T-minus 9 minutes in holding. This is Mission Control Houston. Back to you at the Kennedy Space Center.
Down on the ground floor. Copy, in work.
Thank you, Josh. And we are back at Kennedy Space Center now, and all continues to go well.
Copy all.
37 minutes, 12 seconds remaining in our hold. And we're seeing a view of the White Room. Everything is fine with the repair that was made to the missing portion of thermal protection tile on the orbiter's hatch, and the closeout crew is beginning to break down the White Room.
You have a go for step 1086 for you, CLOX and CLHY. NPS copies. CLOX copies. CLHY copies. NTD CBRS? CBRS? Yes, I have the IPR all ready to go, and to remove the
the guys are
leave the firing room.
The guys are stowing the seal right now, and there's not going to be a whole bunch left. They're going to put that seal in the channel. They're going to strap it down, and they're going to lock that frame against the White Room wall, and then they're going to be gone, and they'll drive on down and be back at AB11, and that'll be about it for closeout crew.
Well,
So
Chris,
I'll hand it back over to Mike.
Yeah, Chris Miner, thank you very much once again for being with us today and helping talk us through the load-in and the all the various procedures that are taken to close the hatch properly and also to close down the white room. Thanks again, Chris.
And NTD SPE 212, sir. Go ahead. Let's see, Steve, you saw us having to go do a little quick disposition and technical discussion for the piece of tile exterior coating that was liberated when Travis and the folks were deconfiguring the side hatch. We went ahead and conservatively recommended to go do a slurry repair. TPS folks have confirmed via the baseline configuration photos that it is a 207 slurry repair. That's why Travis was seeing the contour in the tile. So the repair that we did was actually a conservative repair for the size that it was. The only thing that we haven't done, it's currently in its 30-minute air dry requirement. The only thing we did not go do was we won't have the capability to go re-waterproof the area, but we talked to Ops Integration Manager, and that's an acceptable MR for him. Our OPO folks are comfortable with the configuration as well, and we're recommended to go ahead and continue at this time. And I do have the tile folks in case you got any technical questions for them.
Okay, and we're going to document on a TPS, PR, and no constraint?
That would be my recommendation. Since it's already behind us and all the work's done, we'll let the TPS folks go off and document a PR in their world, and we'll allow them to take care of that without coming forward for a formal IPR, all per 4642 and 11494.
Okay, I concur. I don't expect we'll have any water issues either.
Okay.
All right, so no further work required. What we have done is sufficient.
That is correct. We're recommending we're in a go configuration for flight.
Copy that. We'll take that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
OTC of ECC.
Go ahead.
I'm complete with white room configuration. Panel check is complete. I'm ready to leave.
All right, you have a go.
I'll take care of the elevators on my way down. Listen to you on Direct 7.
This is shuttle launch control at T-minus 9 minutes and holding. 33 minutes, 25 seconds remaining in the hold.
This is NTD. Go ahead, sir.
What's the status of your constraints list?
So I have one constraint shown, and we're going to work on taking that off here shortly. It's the one on our GIC IRD.
Copy. Thank you.
Shuttle Launch Director Mike Leinbach talking with NASA Test Director Steve Payne about an issue that we mentioned earlier, that they are going to take off the constraints list that had to do with a ground power bus. That is a non-issue for today.
Okay.
Everything is go at this point. No technical issues.
Was to go ahead and upgrade that to GSE, and it should be in work already. But we need to ask them where they're at with the upgrade.
Copy.
PVD OTC, air to ground 1. Go ahead. PV step 956. Copy.
NTD CFCP. Calling NTD, say again.
For the CFCP, we have a LCC violation, no hold required. The ECO 22 and 23, description is supply dump nozzle B was greater than 20 degrees delta from waste dump nozzle Baker. We do have a pre-planned troubleshooting. We went through it. It was pretty cut and dry. The supply dump nozzle was getting hit by the sun. The waste dump nozzle was in the shade, and that explained the delta temperature. And if you go to camera 64, we have got a good view of it.
Okay, I'm on 64. Is it the upper or the lower?
And the supply dump nozzle is to the right of the screen on that camera. It was in the sun first. The waste dump nozzle was in the shade. We saw temperature increase. It exceeded the 20-degree delta per the LCC, and we did have a temporary violation.
Okay, so it's a transient violation for what you believe is an explained condition.
Yes, it is a explained condition, and the violation is cleared.
Be that SPE entity.
NTD SP switching on 212.
Okay, did you copy the problem report we just got?
Well, Steve, I got with you late. Whether it was a violation of ECL 22 or ECL 23, which one?
We actually violated both of them at the same time. They both have the same 20-degree delta.
Okay, so the thought is between the temperatures on the dump nozzle and the waste nozzle, we shouldn't have more than a 20-degree delta?
That is correct, and we were at 20.8.
20.8, but when you guys went back and looked at where we were environmentally, it can be explained as a temporary and understood excursion because of where we were with the sun angle.
That is correct. We brought up the camera view, and we could see that one was in the shade at the time of the violation.
Okay. So does it kind of...
This is Shuttle Launch Control at T-minus 9 minutes and holding. This discussion underway
That is correct.
regarding an issue that will be dispensed with. No concern for us today. We have 29 minutes and 47 seconds remaining in the hold.
Alrighty, let's see...
Shuttle Weather Officer Kathy Winters briefed Launch Director Mike Leinbach on the weather here at Kennedy Space Center for launch.
22 or 23.
All conditions are green at this time.
Due to environmental conditions of the day.
Okay, and do we need to pick up a paper document, or is it explained enough?
You know, Steve, it's explained enough. It's a temporary excursion outside of LCC limits, but it's understood. It's well within, you know, my interpretation of implementation of one.
And ECL Launch Director, you back with inspect now?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
And we do have the, you know, for possible temperature excursions due to sun, shadow, rain, or environmental conditions, we are allowed. So the condition is cleared.
SP Launch Director, I'm good with that one.
Okay, Mike, and I am good as well. So ECL, I concur with your recommendation. No technical concerns with the vehicle. The small excursion that we saw is a temporary and understood condition.
That is correct.
And NTD concurs with that as well.
Okay.
Thank you, ECL. Safety Council.
This is Shuttle Launch Control at T-minus 9 minutes and holding. 28 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in our hold. The popularity of space shuttle launches and perhaps the limited number of future launches have no doubt added to the numbers of space fans who have flocked to the Central Florida area to witness the last launch of Space Shuttle Discovery. This video, shot via helicopter just a few hours ago by our Kennedy Space Center television crews, shows the crowds of spectators gathering on the beaches and along the sides of roads and in parks all along the Florida coast today. First area from the Vehicle Assembly Building. And now Kennedy Space Center Visitor Center. The helicopter also then flew over the Titusville Bridge area. There truly is going to be no way to estimate the numbers of people who have come to witness this launch. This is still the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Center area. There are expectations from some that this might rival some of the largest crowds in history. And we hope that everybody who has come will get to see what they came for, the launch of Discovery at 4:50 p.m. Now looking at the Titusville Bridge area, where folks camped out overnight. And we're back at the shuttle on the launch pad. Viewing, hearing, and feeling the launch of the space shuttle in person is truly an experience we wish every American could have. It fills the heart with pride in what the dedicated NASA and contractor teams across the country have accomplished. And we welcome everyone who is in attendance today to watch the launch of Space Shuttle Discovery.
Attention on the net, this is the NTD with a T-minus 20-minute briefing. Our launch window today opens at 21:50 and 27 seconds GMT, closes at 21:53, 27 seconds GMT. Our LOX strain back hold time is 1 minute, 59 seconds based on engine performance. Our launch window and LOX strain back hold times will be updated and provided to the team during the T-minus 9-minute hold. There are no launch window cutouts or COLAs for this opportunity. For PLT, at T-minus 5 minutes, perform APU start upon command of OTC only.
PLT copies.
For CDR, the pad egress system is in nominal configuration. The evacuation helipad is 8.
Copy. CDR copies.
For the firing room launch team, after T-minus 20 minutes, all problems or trends that require a countdown clock hold will be reported to the NTD on channel 212, together with a recommendation. For all manual holds, after T-minus 5 minutes, the countdown clock will continue until T-minus 31 seconds, unless a recommendation to hold at the next milestone is necessary. After T-minus 31 seconds, only cutoff is available and will result in a recycle to T-minus 20 minutes. For a cutoff, the pro words CGLS give cutoff will be used. The GLS milestones are as listed, and that concludes the T-minus 20-minute brief. NNTD STM. STM.
Yeah, step 1065. Were you ready for that yet?
That's affirmative. Let's kick off 1065.
Copy.
NTD Houston flight.
Good flight.
IOU 1049, the BFS pre-flight uplink load is complete.
Copy 1049.
PLT OTC.
PLT go.
Yeah, clear hardware caution and warning memory. Verify no unexpected errors.
PLT in work.
Houston flight, NTD.
NTD Houston flight, go ahead.
Do we have any updates to the LOX strain back hold time? We had 1 minute, 59 seconds.
Negative, 159 is still valid.
Copy.
OTC, PLT, no unexpected errors.
Copy, thank you. QC, that's 1104 through 1106. QC copied.
This is Shuttle Launch Control during the T-minus 9-minute hold. 26 minutes remaining in the hold. Everything continues to go well. We're working no major technical issues. Weather is green.
Resume at 21:41, 27 seconds. GLS copies at Denmark.
Our preferred launch time remains 27 seconds after 4:50 p.m.
NTD Houston flight, go ahead.
Yes, sir. We're going to need the PASS or BFS G1 launch target uplink loads today.
Negative, we will not require those.
Not performed on both. PAC console and safety console NTD.
PAC. NTD, safety.
I'll give you step 1062. The closeout crew is at AB11.
Copy that. PAC copies.
And the closeout crew has safely retreated to the AB11 roadblock, leaving the flight crew aboard Discovery by themselves and ready for launch today.
HCD OTC, head to ground 1.
HCD?
Yeah, step 1139.
NTD, safety. 935.
That is still in work.
Have you gotten that yet?
All right, you had fill-ins for me on a previous step?
On step 932.
I'll inquire one more time.
Thank you.
And I'm ready.
All right, the operation number is 80, run number is 1, the log number is LCC3-102410-002.
You said you get that?
If you got it.
Yeah.
During the T-minus 9-minute hold, several polls are normally taken to verify that the teams at Kennedy and the Johnson Space Center in Houston are ready to proceed with launch.
Yes, sir. The last line item, IPR 109, just dropped off constraint list.
Copy, no further constraints?
Further constraints at 200.
Thank you.
And as you hear, there are no further constraints.
Yes, sir.
Our constraints list is clear.
Good news.
Safety Council entity.
Safety.
I can give you step 935 and looking for 1063.
Copy, you have 1063, sir.
Thank you.
NASA Test Director Steve Payne is going to be polling all the engineers in firing room 4. Mission Management Team Chairman Mike Moses will be polling members of the MMT.
My ST is deactivated.
That's firm.
And I will give you 1064 to terminate video tracking of the closeout crew.
Copy that.
In Mission Control Houston, Flight Director Richard Jones will poll his team of Ascent flight controllers.
Step 1067, the KSC area is cleared for launch.
Copy.
Everyone in the Launch Control Center and aboard Discovery is the same communications channel from now through launch. We have 22 minutes remaining in our hold.
This is GOS. Go ahead.
You got any updates to your ground camera system?
Our ground cameras are ready to support. If you're ready for the fill-ins, I'm ready to give them to you.
Okay, for step 1095, standing by for fill-ins.
Okay. Long range north is 8. Long range south is 8. Medium range north is 6. Medium range south is 6. Medium range west is 6. And short range is 6.
Copy all. Looks like we got good capability.
Yes, sir.
And then TDC MQC.
That's MQC.
What was the number for long range south?
Long range south was 8.
Copy.
FCP OTC out of ground 1. FCP, you can verify 1116. Verified. Thank you. Director entity.
Launch director.
Our ground camera systems verified, ready to support launch.
Okay, copy that. Thanks, Dave.
All systems are go. 20 minutes, 47 seconds remaining in our hold at T-minus 9 minutes. Space Shuttle Discovery set to embark on its 39th and final mission at 4:50 p.m. STS-133 is an 11-day mission to the International Space Station and will add the Permanent Multipurpose Module, which is a storage module, and it will also add science capabilities and deliver some needed supplies to the 6-member crew.
Supplied entity.
Entity Houston Flight, go ahead.
Yes, for step 1115, the Ascent Data Crew update. Will you be needing that today?
Negative, that is not required.
Copy, not performed.
This is Shuttle Launch Control with 18 minutes remaining in our T-minus 9-minute hold. And as Space Shuttle Discovery is preparing for launch, the International Space Station is traveling about 220 miles above the Earth on a 51.6 degree inclination to the equator. The exact shuttle launch time of 4:50 and 27 seconds is based on the time that the Earth's rotation is carrying Kennedy Space Center's launch pad into the plane of the space station's orbit. And at the time of liftoff, the station, moving at 17,500 miles per hour, or 5 miles a second, will be out over the South Pacific Ocean. 6 Expedition 26 crew members aboard the space station are awaiting Discovery's arrival 2 days from now. The launch control team working no technical issues, and weather is green. Everything is go for today's launch of Space Shuttle Discovery.
NTD, this is SRO on 212.
Right, SRO? SRO, NTD, go ahead.
SRO.
You go.
Range status is no-go at this time. Central Command remoting system is partially operational. When selecting a screen, the string will go down. And they experienced this event last night. I had confidence in the system as long as they didn't select that screen, that we were confident in the system. However, the same event was experienced when selecting a different screen. They're not confident in the system at this time, and range status is no-go.
Okay, what's your estimated time to repair?
We do not know right now. They're having an anomaly discussion, but right now we only have a couple of minutes to be able to give you our poll. And we're thinking at this time we're not going to be able to support C0.
Okay, keep us informed.
I will.
NTD Launch Director?
Go ahead, sir.
Okay, guys, let's calm down. They're working a little issue over there. We'll give them a few minutes to work it. If they get green, we'll be in good shape. And in order to support that, NTD, I'd like you to do your poll on time. And I will as well, and we'll be ready to go when range clears up.
Copy that. We'll be ready.
Thank you.
This is Shuttle Launch Control at T-minus 14 minutes, 10 seconds and counting. And as you heard, the range safety officer reports that the range is red and no-go at this point due to a problem with their central command computer. Launch Director Mike Leinbach directing his team to stand by. We'll take the poll. We'll give them an opportunity to work the issue, and hopefully we'll be able to make our launch time of 4:50 and 27 seconds. There are no other technical issues at this point, and weather remains go.
OTC, CHTD.
Go ahead.
I can give you step 1139. Confidence checks are complete.
Copy 1139. And NTDSB.
NSB?
Hey, Steve, do you know if we got enough information from the range guys to say whether their thought is they are in violation of something in ETR 01, hardware-wise?
Let me go dig it up.
SP launch director, they're working it over on their side with their launch decision authority. They know what the issue is. They're trying to get comfortable with if their system is mission capable or not, and we're working through those discussions right now. So I'll have to give them a few minutes.
Okay, and Mike, the only question was, is it something explicitly written in ETR 01 that they're currently in violation of, or is it another part of their system that they were off taking a look at? I just never heard enough of a description.
Yeah, I didn't get enough of a description either, to be honest
okay.
with you.
All right.
This is Shuttle Launch Control with 11 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in our hold at T-minus 9. The polls will be conducted in a few moments. At this time, we do know that the range safety officer, range is no-go, while they continue to work an issue that they notified Shuttle Launch Director Mike Leinbach and NASA Test Director Steve Payne of moments ago, having to do with their computer screens, and they do need to have the ability to carefully monitor launch and ascent. They're an integral part of the safe flying of the space shuttle launch. So we'll stand by and await further word from the range.
Entity launch director.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, with this particular type of issue from the range, there are no issues with the vehicle. Weather is perfect. I'd be inclined to take this issue down to 5 minutes if you would concur.
I would agree, sir.
Okay. And Houston flight?
Launch Director, Houston Flight, go ahead.
Yeah, we're considering taking this issue down to 5 minutes. I assume you don't have a problem with that.
Zero problem with that. I think that's the right decision.
Copy.
Shuttle Launch Director Mike Leinbach discussing with Houston Flight Director Richard Jones
Go ahead on 118.
a plan to come out of our hold on time and count down to T-minus 5 minutes, allowing some extra time for the range to work the issue that they are in the process of working. And hopefully this added time will give them the opportunity to clear it before we would have to stop the countdown at T-minus 5 minutes. Nine minutes and 15 seconds remaining in our hold at T-minus 9 minutes. This is Shuttle Launch Control.
Discovery launch director, head of ground 1.
Go for Discovery.
Okay, Steve, I don't know how much you've been following this, but the range is having a little bit of an issue with their range safety command system, the display of their command system, and they're talking it actively over there. Hopeful that we'll get through it. Not quite sure if we will yet or not, but the right people are working on it. So we're going to take this one on down to the wire. We'll go through our polls here and take you on down to 5 minutes and see if we can't get you a good flight today.
Sounds like a great plan, Mike.
Copy. Standing by.
As you heard, Shuttle Launch Director Mike Leinbach briefing Discovery Commander Steve Lindsay on the issue at hand, and getting his concurrence that we will count down to T-minus 5 minutes while we allow the Eastern Range Safety Officer to work the issue that they are working with their Central Command System computer display. Seven minutes and 13 seconds remaining in our hold at T-minus 9 minutes.
CISL, JRPS, and Houston Flight. Perform the L-15 recorder activation. ISL? ISL copies in work. RPS? RPS. And Flight.
We will put that in work.
Thank you.
MS-1 and MS-4 OTC on air to ground 1. Activate the V10 recorder.
MS-1 in work.
MS-4 in work.
This is shuttle launch control. 5 minutes remaining in our hold at T-minus 9 minutes.
This is the NTD conducting the launch status check. All stations verify ready to resume count and go for launch. OTC? OTC go. TVC? TVC go. PTC? PTC's go. LPS? LPS is go. Houston Flight?
Houston Flight is go.
MILA?
Mila's go.
STM?
STM is go.
Safety Console?
Safety consoles go.
SPE?
SP is go.
LRD?
LRD is go.